And hello. I'm Dan Lutz, and welcome to another broadcast of WWG1WGA.love. And we're happy for all those people that are joining the website and contributing by buying a membership. And especially to Rachel, I would like to thank everyone joining, but Rachel has joined us for the yearly membership of $99.99. That actually helps quite a lot. I really appreciate that, Rachel. And now I'd like you to contact me so we can discuss the other aspects of some things that I upgraded, and added to that membership to kind of enhance its value, I guess you would say. But thank you very much for your contribution, and for the others as well. We do get people that are joining for the free membership, as well as the $1.11 a month and the $8.88 a month, and those are all very well appreciated. I'd like to also thank we in the last 2 days ago we had Fred and Tony join. 2 days before that, we had 7 people join. That's Chris, Sarah, and we had also Sunny and D. I'm only giving first names, so not to give the whole name, but Bill. But anyway, everyone, I appreciate everyone that's been also joining. Also, there's been a lot of the things that have been going on. We know we're anticipating some things happen in Fiji today. Everything that's that we've been working towards seems to be having some positive effects, and on in the world we see there's all these dividing lines that are being set up to really drive us apart, and there's some pushback coming in now. What I have on screen just behind me is some of that pushback coming from the Democrat side. Traditional Democrats saying, what happened to our party? This is not the Democrat Party. What is this? And so he actually could not get his message out because the mainstream media would not cover it. So instead, Blaze TV, which is Glenn Beck's private broadcast system or platform, so he puts out a paid programming with monthly and yearly subscriptions. I used to subscribe to that also when I was in the States. But it's only 4 minutes long, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on so that we can see what the pushback is, what's happening on the front lines. So here we go.
I'd like to thank our host, Blaze TV, for giving me the stage that NBC wouldn't, and wish good luck to my fellow candidates. The Democratic Party is going off the rails. I know this sounds strange coming from a candidate running for your nomination. I know this won't sound collegial, but I don't care. Most of you hold beliefs that are dangerous and radical and profoundly damaging to our country. This has become the party whose core beliefs are later abortion, open borders, and socialism. These new democratic dogmas, if allowed to take root, will mortally damage this country. And I'm here to hold you accountable for those beliefs, because the moderators at the debate clearly will not. The Democratic Party's intellectual leadership has driven the political center of gravity so far to the left that you're outwoking your own electorate. The reality is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib, who should be up here with us, because they've become the Democratic Party's ideological totems. You're all dancing to their pernicious tunes. What would have been considered extremist political views and radical policy initiatives in the past are now considered normative within the Democratic Party. And you're firmly planting your flag so far from the ideological center that you are marginalizing the party and in danger of depositing your party into the political wilderness for a generation. These views are not only out of mainstream America, they're out of the mainstream of the Democratic electorate. This is a party that today would be unrecognizable to former Democratic Party lions like Scoop Jackson and Patrick Moynihan and JFK. They would be aghast at their party's flirtation with anti-Semitism and its zeal in raising socialist ideals. The tax and spend Democrats of old, they seem almost quaint compared to the socialists on this stage today. I mean, you make President Jed Bartlett of the West Wing, he looks like a conservative. How is it possible that capitalism is now treated by the Democratic Party as if the word has been added to George Carlin's list of 7 dirty words? You're running away from an economic philosophy that has created more wealth and lifted more people out of poverty than any concept man has ever created. How did it come to pass that border security, the most basic tenet of national sovereignty, is not only not a priority among the Democratic leadership, but those that believe in safeguarding our borders are now considered racist by many of the Democratic Party? How could it be that the Democratic state legislators stood and clapped with perverse pride as they passed legislation that would allow doctors to end the life of a baby that could easily live outside the womb? Your impetuous rush to break the normative values that we as a country hold dear is heartbreaking and will undermine this nation. The challenges that we face as a country cannot be solved by ideological extremism and foolhardy policies. Such views and actions will only exacerbate the trials that we face. The Democratic Party would like you to believe but America is not exceptional. That anyone who believes in American exceptionalism is a non-progressive. The truth is, the United States is the greatest country the world has ever known. And America has created unprecedented prosperity for our nation and the world at large. If this party is ashamed of our nation's achievement, then this is certainly not my party. And good luck with it.
Wow. Amy Horowitz. All right, so running for the Democratic nomination. Does he sound like a Democrat to you? So he's basically just trying to be a traditional Democrat. But what is he actually going up against is an ideology that is, that's for afterbirth abortions. That means people that have been born are now can be just killed because their parents and the doctor say so. What is life to them? He said that Scoop Jackson, and what was the other? He said that they were quaint. The tax and spend Democrats from the past were quaint at this time because there it's no longer about getting money for social programs. That's not what it's about. It's about disturbing the actual foundation, the idea that you can actually be independent, create a business, and then make money. Capitalism. They want all the wealth so they can distribute it because they know better. That is socialism. That is communism. There has been, just to point out, there is and has been no communist system on the planet. It's just an ideal, a utopian view that cannot be attained. Socialism is the first step. Communism is worldwide dictatorship with socialism. And you can see what they're doing. If you don't think correctly, you don't feel correctly, then you need to be re-educated. You don't get to do commerce. You are prevented from doing anything. You can't have a bank account. You can't get on a subway. You can't get an airplane ride. So you can see a pushback now happening. Where did they have to go? They had to go to a conservative broadcaster to basically put out the message for Democrats, because the mainstream media won't carry his message. Does anything he says seem unreasonable? No. Well, this is the front lines. We are experiencing, this across the board, but we are winning. The tide has turned already. It's just that they don't know it. The ones that are in their bubbles that have created this system of control believe that they're still in control. But all that's happening is an awakening, the Great Awakening, that's allowing everybody to join the movement. So we have the Great Awakening, we have the movement, and we have a leader such as Donald Trump. We have this president that is now out there and going to meet with leaders around the world, and he's been gathering his pieces and putting them into place. Declassification, giving the keys to that to the Attorney General. He has the trade sanctions. He has the tariffs. He's been standing up and basically saying we're changing this, and it's happening. And he's gathering allies. So they're going to be meeting in Japan, the G20, and this I think is going to be a pretty important time. We're going to see a lot of things happening. We're going to see everything from the realignment of partners. China may still not do a deal, and that's okay. as things are, the U.S. Treasury is gaining hundreds of billions of dollars a year in tariffs. Okay, fine, don't do it. We're making money off of the situation, and that could increase. It's over $320 billion per year collected. Okay, China, don't make a deal. So we were giving $500 billion, 500 billion on average. The last couple of years before Trump was office, it was like 700 billion a year going to China. Now that's nothing coming to us. That's how much going to China. The tariffs are only bringing a chunk of that back. So it doesn't mean that we're actually now at 50-50. We probably are still, if it was at, we brought it, so maybe we are at 50-50 at this point, but Trump wants it better than that. He says it's time for you to go ahead and accept our goods and us make profit. That we're ahead now, not you. We're ahead. So this is the positioning. So now we see what's going on with banking. We have fears of Deutsche Bank was going to collapse like just a week ago. We have big turmoil in the whole banking industry. Everyone expecting some big things to happen. One of those big things that is happening is that not the top countries, but the next tier down are all going to run to Bitcoin as an asset. They're buying up Bitcoin so that they can. So why is Bitcoin going to be topping out at 15? So I think it hit 13 now. So it would go to 15 before it has a respite. These countries are going to be buying it. They're over these next 2 years, you're going to see a massive amount of people going after Bitcoin. All right, and because it is something that is they see as a store of wealth, as everything else gets into turmoil. We can see also that the things in the central banks are not in a good position. Now, they've talked about, and I've been watching, since we know that the trust, the Manna World Holding Trust, has said that they've taken over and they've cut off the Fed from doing things. Obviously, there's Fed chairman and there's people at the Fed building and there's things that are happening, but they're not able to change the rate according to the trust. And the rate has not changed. They've threatened to raise it, but it didn't happen. Trump would say, "Hey, why are you going to raise the rate?" And they don't. Trump says, "Cut the rate. We're working on for it to be cut," and it stays the same. So how long will it just stay the same? Well, the trust says they can't affect it. They can't change it right now. So they were cut out. So that's fantastic, right? So now we see also that what's going on in Fiji. We see that there's a move to make things happen, and we may be pleasantly surprised as what may come out today, and notice that there's a dynamic shift that happens, a dramatic and dynamic shift that will happen. So this is an amazing time. We're seeing things now change to the positive. We create this reality. We focus on it. We create it. We make it happen because this is what our thoughts are. This is how reality happens. We focus on something. Anything that we can imagine, we can make happen. If it's not imaginable, it cannot happen. If it's not imaginable, it cannot happen. Someone imagined how electricity that they see fly through the sky as lightning could be harnessed, and then we have it around the world. Is it the more than one method, and we're now tapped into it and metered? and pay every month for it, and it goes up and up in costs? Yeah. Is there another way? Yeah. So we can imagine how we can create other systems, and it happens. This is manifesting. This is how things change. So what we're doing here is we're imagining this future. We start talking about TUI meeting with the leaders there, and then going and proving up that the money is available to come into their country. We think about it, we talk about it, we act upon it, and it happens. And this happens around the world. The cabal is only successful from the shadows when nobody knows they're doing anything, except the ones involved in doing it, obviously, that they work from behind the shadow, and they don't let people know what they're doing, and it's all, secretive and compartmentalized. And this is how they're able to go ahead and act out of the shadows. And it creeps up slowly, slowly, slowly. And as soon as it comes into light, which we can see from his coming up and talking about what's going on inside the party, the Democratic Party, Horowitz is saying that, this is what's going on. He's speaking about it. So it's coming out into the light. The things that are happening in QAnon and Trump are saying things that actually bring this to light. Make it obvious. Put it in front and center so everyone can look at it and say, we don't want that. And then through their actions, they can change it. And so that's what's happening worldwide. And we're making it happen now. All right. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll see if anyone else wants to participate on this. Again, please give your thumbs up. I'm going to check out the chat. Oh well, actually, that's actually not the right page, but we'll start there. Anyway, this was the Democratic debate showdown. Amy Horowitz rebukes his fellow 2020 Dems. Right, it's on Blaze TV. So I encourage you to go ahead and pass that on to people. Where are we at? Oh, here we are. So let me scroll up here to the top. Okay, all the good mornings and hellos. Good moments indeed. We are free, divine, and sovereign souls creating a better world in the now. Yes, we are creators. Which is also interesting. That I've always looked at as capitalists as being creators. The ones that create the ideas to go out and make a business. They create a business, creates jobs, creates products, creates abundance. So why are people against the creators? Interesting, isn't it? Okay, hi everyone. There's a rock in the atmosphere, space, a golden rock worth $700 quadrillion on Dabu 77. I don't know what that is. I didn't hear it because it came on less than 2 minutes. I have no idea what that is. Okay. Well, how do we know it's worth 700 quadrillion? It's quite an estimate of being out in space. All right. So, unless you're manifesting it. Okay. It'll be a shock to the market. It'll be a gold rush in getting there to go grab it, right? Did you see the other one by him saying large, potentially hazardous meteor to fly by Earth within 4.5 miles tomorrow? No, I did not. It's all a secret. Who's been keeping this secret, Diana? All right, someone send me a link on this. All right, let me zoom in here a little bit to make it easier for me to read. Oh, video started. Yeah, I scrolled by this. Rob Kirby X22 Special explains this. Okay, well, that's interesting. What have we manifested here? I wonder why Q has been quiet. Q is quiet when things are happening. Yes. Remember, there is a plan. You know, that's just a good thing to talk about here. So there is a plan, and Q is executing the plan by getting information out there. And it gets to a point that where things have to unfold before they continue with these steps. So there's operations that are going on that are continued based upon the stage that has been set. So you don't give out more information than what you need to accomplish. And what do we need to accomplish right now? Well, we have the declassification gun pointed out there at the deep state. That includes Five Eyes, the countries, the United Kingdom, is now in the crosshairs, where they were treating us as their colony, and they're saying they don't like what the peasants were doing, an uprising, so they basically tried to suppress that. So now that information now is now being used. So this is one of the things that QAnon has set up, getting people aware of the situation. If we weren't aware, this would make it much more difficult for Trump to bring any pressure to bear to make us actually become free. Now, hopefully that's actually what happened. That's what the documents that were signed by the Queen. So we shall see. So when Q is quiet, it's okay. Things are happening, and we may not see anything from Q until I'd say just before 4th of July or on 4th of July. Some things would come out, at least to say Happy Independence Day, right? Let me switch back over to the chat. Okay. 4.5 million miles, Dan. Not well, that's better. Yeah, 4.5 miles. My goodness, that would be pretty close. Now, it's that would be like between us and the moon. We are Q. Q is the collective. Yes, we are Q. We are the new media as well. Well, actually, we've got to the end here. All right. Well, let's see. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and send in the Hangouts link. So if someone would like to join in, we can talk a little bit more. We've been going only for half an hour, so usually try to make it 45 minutes to an hour. But it's fine if we're through for the day. But there's some things that we can discuss. Let me first send out the message. Here's a link. Hopefully that will work. I'll also put it into the Telegram group as well. So what I think is something we should focus on today is manifesting. Manifesting what reality, this abundance-based reality that we've been looking to achieve, and what's happening in Fiji. We should put our positive thoughts towards that meeting coming off perfectly and everything being presented about the trust to those influential people in Fiji, and for them to take the positive actions and bring about abundance for Fiji and open up the floodgates for the rest of this to move out into the rest of the world. This is where we should focus. We should be positive about the outcome, the steps leading up to it, the execution of this meeting, and for everything to be a very happy place for everybody. Because why wouldn't they be happy if this was proved up for Fiji? They get Fiji immediately into a place of abundance right away. So this is the energy that we send out, the actions of us doing this video, being in the live chat. Thank you very much for participating in the live chat. Thank you for everything that you've been doing. It's choking me up. It is wonderful to be part of this whole process, to see it unfold from the very beginning, how it came about. And this is, decisions made. The idea of this was not in my mind or Tank's mind when we started the first conversation. It was just a conversation about the GCR. But in both of our hearts, we're looking for the abundance to come to the world. We were both in different sectors of the GCR, different camps, but realizing that there is something different, and we're on that mission to bring abundance, and we have an impact in the world from the things that we were doing. And when we made steps, took action based upon the path laid out in front, this evolved and made such a grand impact. And then what happened was TUI took steps. In our third broadcast, boom, which brought more energy and more thoughts. So TUI being about abundance and bringing forth a new world, and over the different sectors around the world and everything else that we've been touching, that actually makes an impact with more people thinking about what we're talking about. That's how we push over, and that's how we're pushing out the new reality, and that's how it happens, and that's what our power is. We can think and create. We are creators. We create what our reality is, and we are each individually 100% responsible, which is a hard concept for a lot of people. For everything in our reality, we are 100% responsible. And collectively, when we come together and reality is created, we are all 100% responsible individually. Altogether as a whole, we create reality. It is our actions that we set forth in. And there are people on this planet that are under another reality. They've created it, the deep state reality. They think it's still there. They don't know any different. They keep acting as what their thoughts are. Those only after everything around them has completely dematerialized will they actually wake up and say, what happened? Their leaders in that side will be thinking of what happened. That some of them will see things coming. Some of them will ignore it. It's unbelievable. They can't believe it. After all, they've done all their ceremonies and dotted all their T's and crossed all their I's. I did the reverse, right? They will have their realities evaporate around them as our reality washes over that reality. Their reality is very fragile because it only exists in the dark. As things become out into the light, this will happen. So we will see. I know there'll be, when we talked with Tui yesterday, we were also discussing the ability for him to video what's going on there. Then he said, "Oh, you can't video." I kind of suspected things like that may happen. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, because this is the same reason why they say you can't video the gold. You can't show it. Even when Mnuchin and one of the a couple of people out of Congress also went to Fort Knox, right, to see the gold, and they showed pictures. Why did they show black and white pictures? To make it not real, to make it seem old, to make it seem a different reality. They didn't want to prove up that there was gold that could be relied on in this world. They don't want people to know about it. They want to keep it hidden. The aspect of what we consider real and how things come about and everything is also something they want to guard. How gold is plentiful, right? Because they want to keep it rare and in their possession. Though it is hard to get, and it is somewhat rare. There is plenty of it, and it can be found and used. And gold miners should be rewarded for putting the labor in behind it and getting it. It's their reality. Go out and do that. They manifest the gold as they dig for it. Think about that one. So that gold didn't tend to be there until someone observed it. Part of quantum reality. So I think this is good for today. Remember, think positive. Again, thank you, Rachel, for joining WWG1 WGA.love. Where we go one, we go all.love, and we will continue to build this. And everyone else, please, if anyone would like to participate as helping to start the topics of on there to discuss in the forum. It's really set up to take off as forums, and I just set up into categories, and that's its main focus. And putting out videos and things of that nature. We need to kind of bypass what's going on and the media platforms that are stopping us from being able to know what this information is. This is a way to help do that. So I need your help in those forums. So if you have a particular topic is your focus, help me out there. We'll talk about it in Telegram, and we'll start building it. So that's what the site is there for. So again, I appreciate everyone here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in about an hour with Tank and maybe Tui. Maybe not Tui. All right. Bye-bye for now.